In this demo, I'll show you how to build an asset management executive dashboard in Fabric Plan, using PowerTables to manage your data and Intelligence Sheet to turn it into insights. Asset data changes every day. New purchases, status updates, and retirements all happen regularly, so the dashboard needs to stay in sync with the underlying inventory without needing to be rebuilt every time something changes. Let me walk you through how this can be achieved using Fabric Plan. I'll start with the PowerTables, which serve as the foundation for all asset data. This layer brings together key tables such as approvals, assets, employees, maintenance, managers, requests, and more. Now, to connect these tables, I define relationships using common columns. I start with the Approvals table. Here, I click on Insert Column and choose Relation Column to set it up. Then I configure the relationship by mapping the common fields between the tables. For example, linking the Asset tag in the Approvals table to the corresponding Asset tag in the Assets table. Once the mapping is set, I simply save it. I follow the same approach to define relationships across all the other tables in the model. Now I create an Intelligence Sheet, which will serve as the foundation for the dashboard. Then I add a page background to the sheet from the Canvas settings and create a clear dashboard title to set the context for the report. Next, I define key metrics using KPI cards. I start with total assets, where I add the count of serial number from the Assets table in the Actuals data field. As I configure the card, I'll take a moment to adjust the formatting to make the KPI more clear and visually appealing. Then I add the Total Requests KPI in a similar way. Next, I add the Total Cost Impact KPI. Here, I pull in the cost-related field and apply the appropriate aggregation to calculate the overall impact. As I configure it, I adjust the formatting to clearly highlight the total cost value and make the metrics stand out on the dashboard. In a similar way, I add the other two KPIs, applying the same setup and formatting for consistency across the dashboard. Next, I add a stacked column chart to show assets by request type. I set request type on the category and asset count in the Actuals data field, then adjust the formatting like access titles, colors, and so on to improve readability. Then I add a donut chart to visualize the distribution of requests by status. Here, I assign the status field and corresponding counts and adjust labels and percentages so the breakdown is easy to understand at a glance. Next, I add a tree map to showcase maintenance cost by manufacturer. I map manufacturers as categories and maintenance cost as actuals, and configure the sizing and colors to highlight the top contributors. Next, I add an executive funnel to visualize the request lifecycle. Now I add a Key Insights text box in the bottom right section of the dashboard. Here, I summarize key takeaways from the data to highlight important trends and help drive quick executive decisions. With the insights in place, I add my PowerTable into the Intelligence Sheet. For this, I embed the Approvals table directly into the sheet so I can view and interact with the underlying data alongside the visuals. And with that, I save the dashboard and it's ready to use. Now, let's look at how the system handles real-time updates. Suppose the status of a request changes from under process to approved. I make this update directly in the PowerTable, which acts as the single source of truth. After making the change, I'll click Save to commit it to the database. The dashboard updates instantly. You can see the donut chart adjust in real time, with the distribution shifting to reflect the newly approved request. And that's the power of the Asset Management Executive Dashboard, built on PowerTables, powered by Intelligence Sheets, and designed to deliver real-time insights.